Imagine a world where every letter you sent cost a fortune, and the receiver had to pay for it, if they could even afford to. Sounds frustrating, right? Well, that's exactly how things worked before a simple little piece of paper changed everything. This tiny item, no bigger than your thumb, revolutionized communication forever. It was called the penny black, the first postage stamp in history, and its story is packed with fascinating twists you won't believe. Stay tuned to discover how this stamp didn't just deliver mail, it delivered change. Let's rewind to the early 1800s in the United Kingdom. Back then, sending mail wasn't something most people could do easily. The system was messy, expensive, and incredibly unfair. How so? Well, the person receiving the letter, not the sender, was the one who had to pay for it. And depending on how far the letter had traveled, the cost could be sky high. Enter Rowland Hill, a school teacher with a big idea. In 1837, he proposed something revolutionary. What if we made mail affordable and easy for everyone? His solution? The penny post, a system where the sender paid a flat rate of just 1 penny to send a letter anywhere in the UK. But here's where Hill really changed the game. Instead of complicated charges based on distance, every letter would require a little paper stamp to prove it was paid for. And that's where the penny black comes in. When the penny black was officially issued on May 1st, 1840, it wasn't just a stamp, it was a symbol of progress. It featured the profile of Queen Victoria, a symbol of stability and leadership. The design itself was simple but powerful, and at the time, people were amazed by the idea of something so small being able to travel across the country, sticking letters together like glue. But here's something most people don't know. The penny black wasn't supposed to be black. The original idea was to use bright colors like red or blue, but designers chose black ink because it made it easier to see when the stamp had been used or canceled. Unfortunately, the dark ink also made it tricky to spot forgeries, which quickly became a problem. In fact, this led to the creation of its successor, the penny red, which was much easier to mark and track. Now, the penny black stamp wasn't just popular, it was a game changer. By making mail affordable, the average person could suddenly communicate over long distances like never before. Families could stay connected, businesses could thrive, and the whole nation felt more united. This little stamp had a ripple effect far beyond the postal system. It became a symbol of modernization, showing that even something as small as a stamp could bring huge changes to society. The penny black was in use for less than a year, but its impact lasted far longer. After the penny red took over, the idea of prepaid postage caught on all over the world. Countries across Europe and eventually the globe adopted similar systems, spreading the concept of the postage stamp far and wide. But here's a little-known fact. Today, the penny black is one of the most collectible stamps in history, but it's not as rare as you might think. Over 68 million of these stamps were printed, meaning they're still around today in decent numbers. However, finding one in mint condition, that's the real challenge. Collectors will pay huge sums for a pristine penny black, with some selling for thousands of dollars. Even though the penny black is no longer in use, its legacy lives on. Every time you send a letter, whether you realize it or not, you're participating in a system that dates back to this tiny black stamp from 1840. And there you have it, the fascinating story of how a small black stamp changed the world forever. Who would have thought that something as simple as a postage stamp could revolutionize communication and connect people across great distances? If you enjoyed learning about this groundbreaking moment in history, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can discover more hidden gems from the past. Let's keep exploring history, one fascinating fact at a time.